Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. As you saw in the title of this video, this is the video on how I went from topic 3 to topic 5 in 1 year and topic 4 to topic 5 in just over 1 month. In the previous video, I mentioned how I strongly believe that my solid foundation allowed me to rapidly improve my topic score. Once you have a solid foundation, these tips should help you boost your score a lot. My first huge tip is to practice speed reading. I cannot stress this enough. If you only take one thing from this video, please let it be speed reading. Because you have to remember, reading is not only a part of the reading section. When you're listening, you also have to read the questions. So you really have to improve your reading speed as much as possible. Answering the questions does not only depend on your Korean ability, but how fast you can read it. When I was practicing, I needed 3 things: reading material, metronome, and a pencil or something for your eyes to follow when reading. I would usually start reading whatever it was. For example, I often read the news in Korean by Talk to Me in Korean. I often practice with that. You can find a metronome on Google or online, anywhere. I would start reading at a slower speed of like 45 beats per minute and just go one line per beat. One line per beat. And then I would do that for a few minutes. Then I would ramp it up to about 90 beats per minute at the beginning. And then I would do that again. Tick, 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 tick. And then I would slow it down to what I started with. So in this example, 45 beats per minute. And then you'll find that when you're reading at the slower speed again, it feels much slower. And actually at the start, this is super difficult, at least for me. You will struggle to understand and process everything, but that's okay. Just try to get whatever you can out of it. You're practicing speed. It's okay, so don't stress. You will find that your reading speed does increase. So then each day I aim to increase my beats per minute a little bit each day. So for example, if day 1 was 45, 90, 45, then I would go up to 50, 95, 50, and just slowly go up each day. You don't have to do it for a long time, but just try to be consistent. As for specific topic prep, topic is difficult, but it is extremely predictable and has typed questions. So in this way, it's easier to prepare for. You just have to be strategic with how you spend your time preparing. The first step for me is to understand the topic layout. I use the topic recipe to just really understand and know the enemy. When you're doing this, you just go through in your own time. If you want, you can follow their plan. They have a 6-week prep plan. I tried to follow that as much as I could. I went through this whole book and I did the sample questions, and I took note of any important vocabulary, grammar, or just tips on how to answer the questions in the exam. Then the second thing I did was to take past exams in my own time. I don't think I spent a huge amount of time doing this, but just trying to get any common vocabulary and common just tips on how to answer these questions. The third thing is what I think is super, super, super important. You should take the past and sample exams in time conditions. Do not give yourself more time. You must do it in time conditions. And then don't just take note of your overall score, but mark down which questions you got correct and incorrect in an Excel spreadsheet. So then after you take a few exams, you'll hopefully start seeing trends popping up on which questions you have no problems with and then which ones you often get wrong. If you do have trends, this is a super nice thing, as you know where you should be focusing your efforts on. So then once I could see where I was having problems with, I use books like the topic 2 listening and the hot topic reading books to practice the specific questions I was having problems with. This really helped a lot. To be honest, the Yonsei topic listening book was pretty hard, at least the sample questions were. I used the topic recipe sample exam book to practice taking the past exams in time conditions. However, I found that the questions in the topic listening were much more difficult than the topic recipe sample questions. I don't know why, maybe because the layout was slightly different. So my marks were always like 20 points lower in the listening for the Yonsei topic one. But if that's the case, don't worry, just keep going. The more you do, the better, so don't stress too much. And then as for writing, I didn't focus on writing as I don't need or use it in my daily life. To be honest, I never write, I never type, really. I rarely message, and my writing is definitely my lowest skill by far. If you're planning on getting a 6, I recommend preparing for all sections very well. However, if you are aiming for a 5 or less, I believe the most strategic plan is to spend most of your time preparing for question 53, as this is where many of the marks are and it's very predictable to answer. I used the topic writing and I found it super useful. You can see my notes here. So basically for 53, there are 4 types of potential questions which can appear. I just memorized the outline of these 4 questions and then I substituted whatever data appeared in the question. To be honest, I didn't even practice any 54 at all, and I only memorized the 53 outline. I didn't actually practice any questions by myself. So in summary, for writing, put most of your efforts into 53 as it's super predictable. There are 4 potential styles of questions, so if you memorize the 4 styles, you'll be fine. I didn't practice 54 at all, but just know how it should be structured so you can ramble and just get like bonus pity points. So just write an introduction, middle, and conclusion, and you can just pick up points where you can. This is important. Learn the writing and spacing styles. It's a very easy thing you can do for a few more marks. And then look at 51 and 52 as well. But, you can just write anything and get a few marks. So focus on doing 53 well. Yeah, just know where you need to spend your time. Still attempt all the questions. Definitely attempt them. But if you have limited time when preparing, then focus on 53. And then just repeat the process of doing past and sample exams as much as possible. I think this is super important. Do as many as you can. Like I said before, know where to focus your efforts. Don't spend too much time practicing the level 6 questions, as the return of investment will be lower. Focus on the questions which you can improve quickly. It's probably unlikely you'll get everything perfect unless you're aiming for a high 6. So just choose where to spend your time. For me, I chose to neglect writing so I could improve my reading and listening, and I think it turned out well, or at least I'm happy with the outcome. In the last little tip, I would say read the questions first and then read the text. This also applies for listening. Read the questions quickly ahead of time. So as soon as the exam starts, just get your pen and read and underline all the details you want to focus on when the audio plays. This makes it so much easier when you can just listen and focus on the details. If you're listening and trying to read the questions at the same time, it's so hard. Read the questions ahead of time. You have to practice this before the exam too. Yeah, in summary, speed reading and do lots of time pass exams. If you have any more specific questions about topic, or you want me to go into more detail about the specific topic questions, like number 15, number 16, please leave a comment below and I'll try to either answer it in the comment section or I'll make another video about it. I hope you have an amazing day and see you next time. Bye!